Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all, and welcome to another day in Azeroth. Amy, Lael, Perkwitch, Drew, Nate, Patrick, Towan, Scott, 777, welcome everybody. Thank you guys very much for being here. Buffalo Bill, good afternoon, good morning to you. Cheetah, welcome to the stream. We are going to start off in Redridge. A little bit of housekeeping. If you weren't here on Saturday and you did not catch the VOD, we did a Dead Mines run and we were able to secure Cookie's stirring rod. We also got the Emberstone staff. That was good enough to replace the Westfall staff. So yeah, it was a pretty productive day. We dinged level 23. And we had tried out the Succubus. I don't like the Succubus. I have respec'd into the Imp. Speaking of the Imp, let's go ahead and pull him out. So yeah. That is where we stand with gear. That is where we stand with our talents. I went back and grabbed Improved Corruption for the instant cast Corrupt, and then we improved Curse of Weakness. So we're basically back where we were at before we got the Succubus. So yeah, I enjoy the Imp a lot more. It's more the type of gameplay that I want on this character. So yeah, we're gonna stick with it. Do I need to pick up any other quests? I don't think so. I can grab Blackrock Menace, because maybe we'll make our way out and do that. Jess, Midventures, Raindrop, Daniel, Sven, welcome guys. Alright, so let's go out and we'll fight Murlocs. We'll head out and we'll also fight the orcs for their axes.
With you.
Up here to the north. Oh, you know what? Let's go do the stuff up here first. Iron Pikes, Iron Rivets, Mystics, and Brutes. Yeah, let's go do that. Yeah, I really just don't want a melee pet. I don't want the pet running up to stuff. I don't want to be sending the pet off into the distance, even if it's not going to hold aggro. And honestly, the Succubus was just kind of really annoying. The constant, like, flavor text, I guess you could call it. And some of the sound effects were just kind of annoying after only a short period of time. So, yeah, and they were directly tied into the sound effects, so that there's no way that I can just turn them off specifically. I just didn't like any of it. Okay. We should probably focus on not fighting the camps of 4. If we can avoid it. I feel like this'll be okay. Not if they heal. It's not okay if they heal. Yeah, I didn't think about the healing. It looks like we're gonna be fine anyway, but so yeah, note to self, Mystics heal. Let's go ahead and bandage. And then we should also probably get some buff food going. Okay. Okay, in this case, let's pop a big potion. Let's get our pet. Let's get our pet in there. I need my pet to, like, attack this and draw threat, preferably for a minute. Okay, I wanted him to draw threat before I got wailed on by that. Ooh, what a rough start. Am I gonna get this character killed today? After not playing on Sunday? Yeah, probably. I could see myself easily getting killed today. Nate, you lost 3 hardcore tunes over the last 4 days. It hurts. Yeah. Yeah, it's time for a break. 3 and 4 days, that's almost 1 a day. I would need a little hiatus. Why die when you can just stay alive? Life before death. Yep. Life before death, strength before weakness. Yeah, try a priest. Priests are really survivable. Focus on keeping power word shield up at all times. And look into getting a good wand and putting 5 points into wand specialization. You basically, you want to put 5 points into spirit tap for mana regen, and then you want to go into discipline and put 5 points into improved wands. And then you probably also want to grab improved power word shield. And after you grab an improved power word shield and you have a good wand, you're basically invincible. It's really hard to die. I've lost priest by falling down the elevator in Undercity and by aggroing Morladim in the graveyard in Duskwood. And that's how I've lost my priest. But outside of those moments where we were doomed, I felt pretty invincible. Carnifexia, good evening to you. I look like I'm enjoying the Warlock quite a bit. I'm enjoying the Warlock more than I expected. I was really not liking the Succubus. I'm happy to be back with the Imp. The Imp is the type of gameplay that I want out of the class. I am also typically a melee enjoyer. Being melee engages me a lot more. That's why on this character I'm doing a build that lets the mob hit us. Because even though that doesn't make us melee, it helps when the mob is hitting me. These guys are like really close. We'd have to focus on the Mystic first. He's gonna heal, that's gonna suck. I think I might fear the other guy. There's not really a lot around. Yeah, let's fear him. This guy's gonna heal. I don't know if I'm... Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to stop the heal. The heal wasn't too big. This guy's coming back. I'm gonna fear him again. Just to minimize the damage we're taking here. Guitar Junkie, welcome to the stream, buddy. Dustin, good afternoon. I did lose my imp. Did he die? I didn't notice him die. That was weird. John, welcome to the stream. Happy Monday to you. Chievmo, good morning. What's up?
Are you playing hardcore?
Yep, you could get me killed at any moment. Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, you're like 50.
Thankfully, I'm right by an enormous pack of 4 mobs. Yeah, with a bunch of patrols in the area.
Wait, we both have like kind of me and you both had a white and black shirt, but you have Oh, that guy's not even gonna touch you. He doesn't even touch you. Oh, look at him run! I just want to say hi.
Okay.
Hi, do the pink waving emoji.
Don't tell people what to do, that's rude.
I mean, please do the pink waving emoji. Yeah, just that. Okay, I'm gonna leave. Bye. See ya.
Alright, get back to work. I love you.
You too. Hi, thanks. Thank you.
Don't argue with your mom. Do what she tells you.
Thank you.
Go on.
I'm gonna leave now.
That's great. Shut my door, please.
Bye.
He doesn't listen to me. He listens a little bit more now that I'm playing hardcore. Now he knows it's slightly more serious. So he's been good about not Kool-Aid Man exploding into my office. Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh no. So except he calls it the Coca-Cola Man. But I think he calls it that to annoy me. So he stopped doing that, and that's been a big win, because I don't almost have a heart attack 3 times a stream. I don't think I'm going after a 3-pack here. Is he homeschooled? Yeah, unfortunately he's schooling at home this year. We're trying it out. He did not do well in in-person school for like the last 2 years. And it got to a point where it was less of a hassle just to have him at home. Get him a Kool-Aid Man shirt? Yeah, I should. Yeah, what I've come to realize is that, like, for the most part, like, he hates school no matter what. Like, it's not going to matter if the school is at home. It's not going to matter if the school is in person. There's just like shit throughout the day that he doesn't want to do, that he doesn't see the value in doing, and that he doesn't want to devote the energy to doing. And yeah, and then there's other things that he really enjoys, and he'll put a lot of attention and a lot of energy into those things. But, you know, when it comes to like 3 hours of mathematics or the third hour of like writing or reading practice, like he's basically done with it and he doesn't care. And I can't really, like, it's hard to hold it against him. Like, it's menial work, it's drudgery, and it sucks. Ideally, he would spend like a half hour on math, a half hour on reading, and he would spend the rest of his day on science and art. Because science and art are things that he loves. Science and art are things that he is good at. And that would be like a better place to bend your energies, would be towards like something you're good at, something that you don't hate. But instead they do like 3 hours of reading, 3 hours of math, and then they'll do like a half hour of art and a half hour of science a week. So yeah. Once he's proficient at reading and writing, which he's like almost there, and once he's proficient at like basic mathematics, which he's basically already there, like maybe in a couple years, if he still hates school as much as he does, then he's probably just going to be like full homeschool, where like we decide his curriculum and what he does. Because the standardized like corporate America math and reading curriculum just doesn't work for him. And since it doesn't work, it just creates this like feedback loop where like school is a negative experience, learning is a negative experience, and that's a really crappy feedback loop to be stuck in as a kid. Because then that like forever colors like how you feel about learning new stuff. You can do that in the USA. You can do whatever the fuck you want in the USA. I can keep my kid home, say I'm schooling him myself, and it doesn't matter how much time I spend on what. At a certain point, they test and they meet certain requirements, and however I get him to those requirements is completely up to me. Yep, that's one of the great things about living in this country, is that I can, not only can I keep my kid home and homeschool him, I can decide his curriculum. Yep. It's not really an ideal thing to do unless you're like an instructional designer, like I used to be, or a learning developer, like me and my wife both are. It's not really like it's not a good thing for most people to do if you don't have experience in making a curriculum and tracking progress and shit like that. Like, it's probably like not a great idea. But yeah, definitely. You can buy yourself some textbooks and you can decide like how you're going to teach your kid. It's just that in this country, most people don't have the time to do that. Can you attend high school and college with homeschooling? Yes, you have a test that you take to get your equivalency. Once you complete your homeschooling, you're 18, you take your equivalency test. And then we have other tests like the SATs and stuff that will test you into colleges. I need to look somewhere else for these guys. I'm not finding what I need over here. Let's head back to the other area.
Hello. See you later. Have a good one. What can I do for you? See you around.
Oh, you know what? We haven't done anything in wetlands. I might have completely forgot about wetlands. But we're still good, level 21. Yeah, we're like almost perfect. Like once we're done in Redridge, that'll be a good time to go to wetlands. And then I also have to keep my eye on the first couple of quests in Duskwood. We have level 20, 21, 25. Okay. Alright, so for now, let's go do the Murlocs, and then we'll head further out here to the east, and we'll take on the Orcs for the Blackrock Axes. Did we do the Horseshoes quest in Goldshire? Oh, yeah. We did all that stuff. And then we even did the follow-up was to kill the Black Dragon Whelps in this area, and we did that too. Yeah, we finished the cooking quest here, the kill quest for the Gnolls, and the Whelp quest. Yeah, we'll definitely be doing some zone hopping between wetlands and Duskwood. Yep. With the dungeons that we've done, we've gained levels like more rapidly, and also we haven't really had to focus on as much zone hopping. Like for instance, we didn't have to go back to Darkshore because of the 2 Deadmines runs, and getting done all of the Deadmines quest was a huge boost of XP. So it's kind of throwing me off. Like I'm very much used to leveling in Classic Era, not doing dungeons, and having to do every single quest in all of the zones. And it turns out you put a couple dungeons into the mix and you don't really have to do that as much. Speaking of dungeons, what do we have going on? BFD. Looking for more BFD, need tanks and DPS. Man, I wouldn't mind doing a BFD. I would not mind doing a BFD. But maybe let's get these quests done and then we'll check out the situation with BFD. And maybe we'll do one. Do I prefer the early zones of the Alliance or the Horde? I kind of like, you know, you play too much of one faction and you just kind of get used to them. Like, I think that the beginning zones on the Alliance are prettier. And they are kind of like more relatable and just kind of nicer to be in for the most part. But I also think that there's really something unique and special about the Barrens. And the Barrens is actually one of my favorite zones. But like the side effect of that is like I don't really like Durotar that much. Mulgore and the Barrens though, and the Echo Isles are all really cool. Tirisfal Glades, see Tirisfal Glades, I could leave Tirisfal Glades. Mainly because I think the music in Tirisfal Glades is bad. Like the sound design in Tirisfal Glades is not good. If it had a better soundtrack, then it would probably be nice in some ways. But it doesn't. Mulgore kind of reminds me of Teldrassil in some ways. Like Teldrassil questing is not good, but the ambience is awesome. Mulgore is kind of the same way. Like the flow of Mulgore questing is not really great. But obviously the zone is really beautiful. The Brill in music, yeah, oh my god, it's like a cacophony. That's not the worst part. I don't like the outside music where it's just like these ambient tones, these like very brooding, just brooding tones. I don't know, it's not even music. It's not even like a music track. I've never liked the Tirisfal Glades music. I really don't want to fight a pack of 3 Murlocs. That looks like trouble. I don't know that I've ever seen 3... Okay, this one's a patrol. Oh, they're both patrols. Okay, are they going to come in the same direction? Yeah, it looks like they're just hanging out together. We could probably deal with this. I didn't realize they had healers. This is not good. I'm glad I was on mute that whole time, though. Oh, fuck. Okay. This area sucks. Yeah, there's really no way around it. This area sucks. The respawn rate is really high. And they have healers, which I didn't realize. Or they can pop potions. Like, some Murlocs can pop potions. I don't really know what these guys did. What do I need here? I need sunfish, and I need Murloc fins. Alright, I guess we're just going to have to be a little bit more careful. I thought I could take a couple of them, but with the Hyperspawns, we're not going to be able to do multi-pulls. Yeah, Hyperspawns. Here we go. I'm assuming the Tide Callers are the ones that can heal, though I haven't seen them do it since that first time. This does seem like a very likely area to get killed in. Yeah, absolutely. I can imagine. Hopefully all I'll have to do is imagine. Craig, good afternoon, buddy. I'm doing well. Do I plan on max leveling this Warlock? I mean, that is always the plan. For this one, we're on hardcore, so, you know, if I die, then it's going to be transferred, and then maybe we circle back to it when we're sick of hardcore. My plan is to never die, and to get all the way to 60. But you know what they say about the best laid plans. What would I play in hardcore besides the Warlock? Like if I drop dead on this character right now? I don't know. Oh, look at this. This is fun. Not really sure what's happening here. Looks like we got a train of guys. We seem to be safe-ish. Yeah, I'm not sure. If I died on this character, I don't know if I would just start up another Warlock and go again, or if I would try something else. Trying not to think about the possibility of my own death very much, you know, just like in real life. We'll just try to keep it out of my mind. It's gonna happen eventually, but... Our inventory is full. That's incredibly disappointing. Incredibly disappointing. We are gonna have to go back to town and vendor some stuff. Because, yeah. I don't really have a good excuse for having a full inventory. I have enormous bags. Oh, okay, you know what? You know, we might not have to go back to town. Here's the problem. The problem is these guys drop a lot of barnacle clams. The other problem is effing hyperspawns. But yeah, the inventory problem is related to these barnacle clams. We can just pop all these open and we should be good, at least to finish the quest. There we go. A raindrop. I felt the same way. I thought I was done with hardcore too. Sometimes I look back, I'm not really sure how I got dragged back into it. Obviously I did it to myself. It's one of the most immersive ways to play WoW, but it's also the one with the least like long-term payoff. Because like, you know, you hardly ever get a character capped. If getting the character capped in Classic is winning, and for me it is, because for me Classic era is like mainly about the journey. And so if getting to 60 is winning, then like Hardcore is a version of the game that you hardly ever win. So yeah, it's incredibly immersive and like it's enjoyable in that way, but it also has like the least long-term like payoff for like the time invested. It is all about perspective. For instance, my time is basically worthless. So like, it doesn't really matter how much of my time I spend here. My time does not have a lot of value. And so that's my perspective. And that's why I'm able to be here doing this. I think if I was someone that had like very limited time to play, I don't know if this would be the mode that I would do it in. We're still gonna have to go back to town. I'm not gonna even popping all these clams. I don't think I have the inventory space to go out and fight the orcs without vendoring a bunch of crap. You always tell yourself you'll continue in Era if you die. Yeah, you know, the paladin we just capped out in Era, that used to be a hardcore character. And so, like, that finally panned out for me. But that was a character that didn't even die. I transferred them off a Defias Pillager and onto a regular Era realm. Because I thought I was done with hardcore. And that character went to Era and they hit 60. But yeah, that's the only time. Oh, this is a fine situation we've gotten ourselves into. Thankfully, they're a much lower level than us.
What can I do for you? Or the Alliance?
Yeah, we got the Deadmine staff, and we got the cookie wand, and we got the chess piece. So we got basically everything. The only thing we didn't get that we saw drop was there was the 6 intellect ring. It would have been really nice to get that ring, because that would have been basically everything.
Hey there. See you around. Safe travels. See you later. Good day to you.
I think I need these pearls for tailoring, actually. Pretty sure I have a pattern that uses that. Yeah, the intellect. I don't go well. Yeah, then again, I don't really need this cloak. I'm gonna hang on to the pearls for a little bit anyway, just in case we end up being able to use them at some point.
See you around.
If I get ice cold milk and mild spices, I can make a bunch of this clam meat. Is there a cooking vendor here? I don't know.
Hello. Safe travels.
I guess nobody here's a cooking vendor.
How are you? Have a good
It's
one.
really sad.
Hey there. See you later.
Are they hiding their trade good vendor somewhere, or do we just not have a trade good vendor here?
You need something?
They have their own waitress. She does not sell cooking stuff either.
See you around.
Okay. I don't really know. I guess we'll have to hold off if I can't find mild spices. Just more stuff to sit in my bags and use up inventory space. Back by the stables, maybe? Yeah, there's general goods, but I need trade goods. We'll go take a look. General supplies. Oh, tradeswoman. Okay, here we go.
I supply only the
Yeah,
finest
and then I
goods.
need mild spices.
Have a good one.
Okay. I like it when they put like the profession vendors near the profession trainers. Because that always makes sense. Like, I have a cooking trainer, look, I have a vendor that sells cooking stuff. Or even, like, easier, make the trainer sell the stuff. That would make perfect sense. Like, from an in-game standpoint. That the person that's training you would also be able to sell you the stuff that you might need. Or at least that there'd be a vendor, like, right nearby them. This is not buff food, we're mainly doing this just for skill ups. And then we're gonna sell it, most of it. That was probably the best part about our little excursion on Saturday into Ashenvale, was that we were able to pick up the book to extend our cooking skill to 225.
I buy and trade. Farewell.
Alright. That should be good. Let's head back out. I really want to do an SFK run, but I don't have the Arathi flight points yet. We have the Wetlands flight point. Like, eventually I'm gonna have to get the flight points. There's a lot of potentially good stuff for us in SFK. On top of just like a ton of XP. Feline Mantle, Robes of Aragol. I think there's a ring in there somewhere. Yeah, I think there's like potentially lots of stuff. This guy's not responding back to me. I have a feeling that people hate Warlocks. I don't know if it's because they think Warlock DPS is not very good, or if they just don't like inviting pet classes. Yeah, I've whispered a couple people for dungeon DPS, and I don't get whispers back. It's kind of a bummer. Oh, there we go. Just took him a minute. Okay, if this is what we're doing, then I'm gonna focus on doing this. So I think what I'll do is, like, in the interest of wanting to really do this run, I'm gonna hearth out of here right now. I'm gonna put myself on flights to get out to the wetlands, and then I'm gonna start making the run towards the Arathi border. The run can be kinda dangerous. But maybe if somebody else needs to make the run, maybe we can meet them at the Arathi border in the wetlands. It's always useful to have a couple people when you're doing the run. How many days left till I get access to the auction house? I'm not sure. What episode is this? Like 7? It's still like 20 days. Like I think about 20 days. If it's a 30-day ban, if it's a 30-day ban, I got banned. If it's a 30-day restriction, then I have like 20 days to go, which is a freaking bummer. All right, I'm gonna put myself on this flight. I'm gonna go refill my coffee and use the bathroom, and I will be back. So apparently that's not happening. Fuck. Okay, yeah, cool. Oh, Jesus Christ. Whatever. I'm already out here. I'm gonna go get the. I'm gonna go get the flight point. I'm just gonna make the run and hope I don't die. Try to get the flight point in Arathi Highlands. Try to get the flight point out in South Shore. Try to feel like, you know, I'm doing something with a purpose. Maybe do some wetlands quest. Yeah, maybe. What can we do? We can do young crocodile skins. We could do murlocs, I guess. Like I don't really want to do any of that stuff right now. I'm just gonna make the run. Maybe this group will come together, maybe it won't. Yeah, having the Void Walker out would make the run safer. Yeah, probably. I think that the enemies are going to be like 10 levels above us anyway. They'd probably resist the taunt, you know? It's not a very safe run no matter what I do. But we're going to have to do it eventually. Yeah, I'll probably be okay. Yeah, we're trying to do an SFK. Whether or not this group will come together, I don't know. Right now we have 3 DPS and no healer and no tank. I am buying these potions. Thank you. I don't really have anywhere to put them. That's awesome.
Keep it real.
Am I enjoying the Warlock? Yeah, I'm having a pretty good time. I'm not playing it the way people typically play the Warlock, but yeah, it's been okay. If the Warlock dies, what will my next character be? I haven't thought about it. Well, I've been trying not to think about it. I think if the Warlock dies... I'm not sure. If the Warlock dies, maybe we'll just go back to Classic Era and we'll level up the Rogue like I wanted to do. I don't know how many hardcore characters I'm going to have the stomach to get killed. So I didn't know if I was ready to even come back to hardcore. But since it seemed like there was a high population of people playing it, it seemed worth checking it out, like, while there was a little bit of hype. But I'm not sure, like, how many characters I want to get killed. So I'm just hoping that we don't die, and that at least we can, like, get to mid-game and see some of Stranglethorn and stuff like that, and then, like, see what happens. The Forsaken Patrol, that's right, there is a big, like, Forsaken Patrol. Yeah, we're trying to get together an SFK run. Right now we have 3 DPS, no healers, no tank. So it looks not very promising. But at least we'll have the flight points. Assuming we survive, at least we'll have the flight points for future runs, if this one does not come together. We have a warrior DPS. When you have a warrior DPS, but you don't have a tank yet, it always feels bad. The warrior can just like basically do anything, and as long as they're semi-competent, they can tank this stuff. So yeah, it always feels bad to have a warrior DPS and no tank in the group yet. Because tanks are going to be very unlikely to join a group that has a warrior DPS. Like, as a tank, that's the last thing you want to see. They're going to take all the gear you need, they're going to pull aggro off of you constantly, and they're going to be a strain on the healer at all times. And so, like, I think this group is doomed, mainly because a warrior DPS is putting this group together.
Need something? Have a good one.
It was an okay time to head back to hardcore. I was still wondering if I was going to come back. And then, you know, people still expect that, for some reason, people still expect there to be some kind of big hardcore announcement. Like, I guess, like, at first people, this is how much people cope. Is at first people were like, oh, they'll talk about it on the anniversary. It'll be part of the anniversary stuff. They're going to announce something big for hardcore with the anniversary stuff. And then that came and went. And now people are like, oh no, they're going to announce it on November 13th at the Blizzard Direct. At the Blizzard Direct, they're going to have a big announcement for Classic. And like, okay, no, they're not. They will have a big announcement for Classic. They'll probably talk about Mr. Pandaria Classic. Oh, you know who is getting a fresh start hardcore, fresh start classic era? The Chinese. The Chinese are getting a fresh start hardcore. The Chinese are getting a fresh start classic era. So there you go. Fresh start hardcore, you just gotta play on Chinese servers. So anyway, the point of all that was, like, who knows what's really gonna happen? I'm a pessimist when it comes to this game, so I don't expect them to announce anything interesting for classic era. But we'll see. Now we're waiting till November 13th to find out if they're gonna announce anything. Well, it seems like we're going to survive the run. At this point, we're dealing with level 22 stuff. You know, level 26 is pretty dangerous. We're going to definitely aggro that. Probably going to just sacrifice the pet here. I'm going to let the pet pull aggro. I'm going to pop the pet back on passive, and then if we lose the pet, whatever. Not a big deal. Looks like we're not going to lose the pet anyway. Oh hey, we recruited somebody else. What do we have here? Oh, this is great. Now we have 4 DPS. Maybe the warrior just... all I can think is the warrior decided to tank. But the great thing is we're going to do SFK. We're going to have 3 cloth wearers. It's great. Just make sure everybody wears cloth. That way we don't get any gear. I have to assume now that the warrior is going to tank, because otherwise I don't know. What level is he? Yeah, level 30. Ugh. Is level 30 gonna bust all the fucking kill XP? I don't think I'm gonna do this run with these guys. I think I'll just find a different group. Like, I don't come into these runs in Classic Era to not get any kill XP. He says for half the dungeon, sure. Yeah, no thanks. Yeah, I'm not about that. Like, I don't want to lose out on all the fucking kill XP for the entire dungeon. Like, the kill XP is a big part of why I do the runs. The kill XP is a big part of why I do, especially SFK. There are no quests for Alliance in SFK. And with 3 other casters, like, we're not going to get any loot. So the XP is like the only point of the run. It's fucking stupid. I really wish people wouldn't do that. I really wish people wouldn't bother putting a group together, getting everybody in the fucking group, everybody starts traveling, and then they invite a high-level character that breaks the fucking dungeon XP. Like, it's absolutely idiotic. Don't fucking waste my time with it.
Greetings. Light bless you.
Exactly. Hey, today we got a flight point. Today we got a couple flight points. It's been a good stream. Thank you guys for being here. And there aren't a lot of groups going out. There are not a lot of groups, so, you know, there's that. This is why I typically just ignore dungeons, and I typically just quest in this game, because it takes so much time to try to get the dungeon together, and then like 60% of the time you put time in trying to get to the dungeon, trying to get the run together, and either somebody bails, the group falls apart before you get there. In hardcore, sometimes someone will die before the run even starts. Or you get a little ways into the run and someone has a problem and bails on the run. And you just end up wasting like so much time traveling, so much time spamming, so much time looking for the group. It's like ultimately not even worth it. Like with all the fucking travel time, I could have just went and ground on mobs that whole time, just fought mobs, like mindlessly fighting mobs. And we would have banked a bunch of XP. So yeah, like I don't know. Why would, yeah, exactly. Why would a level 30 want to do it anyway? What's the point? Unless you're going to take all the loot, why are you there? Why are you, like, and if you're just helping out, like, you're not helping out. Like, you're not helping out by being the level 30 that comes to do the run. Like, that's not helping, because that's nerfing the whole run. On the Alliance side, there are no dungeons in my area. That's the fucking problem. That's the problem with the Alliance side, is every fucking dungeon for the Alliance side takes forever to get to. There are no, besides dead mines and stockades, there are no local dungeons. Everything else is a huge pain in the ass to get to. Like, even SFK, the closest you can get is South Shore, and then you have to run all through Hillsbrad. You have to run all through Silverpine. You know, same thing with Scarlet Monastery. Scarlet Monastery, you have to land in Hillsbrad, swim across the lake, run through Tearsfall Glades. Like, there's nothing close. There's nothing convenient. Same thing with BFD. With BFD, we gotta fly to Menethil, we gotta get on the boat, we gotta take the flight point down to Astronar, we have to run from Astronar to the west. There's nothing close. If you're on the Horde side, you have easy access to Wailing Caverns, Ragefire Chasm, Razorfen Downs, Razorfen Crawl, Scarlet Monastery Library, Scarlet Monastery Graveyard, Scarlet Monastery Armory, Cathedral. Like, on the Horde side, you have easy access to BFD. Like, the Horde side gets really convenient access to, like, basically every single dungeon they can do. And the Alliance side gets dicked. We have no convenient flight points. We have no convenient ways to get to the dungeons. And it ends up being a huge waste of time. It's like the worst thing about playing Alliance. Yeah, it's like the worst thing about playing Alliance is you have no convenient flight points to anything. I don't do, see, I don't, Nomergon's not even a dungeon to me. I don't do Nomergon on Alliance. So, like, I don't even care about Nomergon. I don't even think about Nomergon. And Nomergon is a pile. It's just a fucking pile of a dungeon that I don't like. So I don't do it. And when I look at LFG, like, I hardly ever see anybody looking for Nomergon. We got one guy. Oh, there's a group for Nomer right there. Yeah, I'm not gonna do Nomergon no matter what faction I'm on. Yeah, it's nice to be able to do Scarlet Monastery, like a lot of Scarlet Monastery, but on the Alliance, again, it's like, it's a big hassle to get there. Whereas on the Horde side, it's a Zeppelin ride away. If you're not already there, you get on the Zepp, look, now you're right there. Easy game. I do 1 billion SM runs, because it's really convenient. Well, what does this mean? What is a DD? Looking for 2 more SFK. Need a healer and DD. Damage dealer? Are we developing a new vernacular? It's a way of saying DPS. Why the fuck would need to say DPS? They have a Warlock already. DPS, it's 1 more letter, and it's what we've been using for 20 years. Why would people start using DD? Are they so lazy they can't type 1 more letter? They don't want to type DPS. They just want to type DD. Designated driver, right? Oh shit, it's a regional thing. Is it really a regional thing? DD is the old school way? I don't know. I'm gonna argue that because I've been playing since 2005 and it's always been DPS. Unless by old school you're taking it back to like EverQuest or some shit, then I have to kind of argue that. Maybe it's a regional thing. Because like where I come from and where I played the game, on the Dalaran server, like it was always DPS. It was never DD. So yeah, I'll believe it's a regional thing. In EverQuest it was DPS. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like DD is not vernacular that I'm aware with from anything. So, yeah, I guess it's a regional thing. DD was what FF11 called it. I played 11. I don't remember. I don't really remember the spam in 11. I did play 11. And I'm eager to play Final Fantasy 11 Classic Remaster whenever that exists. Alright, back to our regularly scheduled programming. You're a brand new player to the game. Should you play retail or classic? You should try both, but you should definitely play some classic. I think it helps to play classic initially to like kind of just get your feet wet in the world, and classic is a more digestible version of the game. If you jump into retail, like prepare to be overwhelmed. If you jump into retail, prepare to like have to kind of follow a guide to know what the hell is going on. Whereas the scope of classic is much more understandable. Everything is much easier to comprehend from like the viewpoint of a new player. Like as a new player, all you have to do is read your abilities, you read your talents, they're pretty self-explanatory, you pick the things that sound good. Like it's pretty easy to jump into and to like not be overwhelmed. In retail, you're going to have a very short leveling journey. It's going to push you right into endgame stuff. You're going to have to contend with like daily activities, weekly activities, monthly activities, daily quests, weekly quests, currency grinds. Yeah, prepare to have to follow a guide for retail. The ones we have are slightly better. Did I respec? Yeah, I respec back into the imp. So now our build is essentially like it was before we got the succubus. Yeah, the fireballs hurt. Even though we have like 5 levels on them, the fireballs are still a really big problem. What add-ons would I recommend that are necessary for Classic? The good thing about Classic is there isn't an add-on that's necessary. The game is straightforward enough that you don't need add-ons. Some good add-ons, I use Bagnon for a combined inventory. Otherwise, these are kind of broken out bag by bag. This makes it easier to sort and stuff like that. Obviously, like I'm using Questie. Questie will tell you where you can pick up quests. It'll also have options so that it'll show you where you can complete quests and objective tracking and stuff like that. Again, not necessary, but you know, if you're a new player and you've never played an old school MMO before, like Questie is probably a good idea. But it's easy, even if you don't want to use Questie, it's easy enough to read the quest objective and figure out where you're supposed to go and what you're supposed to do. How am I liking the Warlock? I'm liking it enough. I'm definitely not hating it. Like, in my heart, I'll always enjoy melee classes more than caster classes, but it's been okay. I found a way to play the class that's not like a very common way of playing it that I enjoy a little bit more than the typical prescribed method. That is shoulders. That's our first pair of shoulders. There we go. We have shoulders. They look gross. We're definitely not messing with this. I'm not even sure if I should really mess with this guy. Maybe I can pull him back this way. The pet is yeah, the pet's gonna run himself basically constantly. The way I approach the pet's mana is that I just don't pay attention to it. Like, sometimes he's gonna be other times he's gonna have mana, and like I just don't care. I'm trying not to, I can't micromanage him. Like, that's what's gonna make me hate the class. If I have to start like hyper micromanaging my pet and like paying attention to his mana and stuff, like I'm gonna hate the class. So I've just been pulling at like whatever my normal rate of pulling is, and sometimes sometimes we take 2 guys on at once, and in those times he goes other times we go from pull to pull fighting 1 guy, and those times he seems fine. I think if we want to, yeah, we can spec into more mana for him, and I think that we will. I think that we will probably spec into more mana for him. Maybe not the full 5 points, but at least a few points here to get us down into the next tier. And that'll help a little bit. Yeah, when he's out of combat, he regens pretty quickly. What spec are we going? You don't really dedicate yourself to like one spec in Classic Era. Like, I can show you what we're putting points into, but We've got improved corruption, we've got improved curse of weakness, and now we're going into demonology a bit. I don't think we'll go into destruction at all. I don't see anything very useful for us here. But yeah, I guess we'll probably mainly be doing demonology stuff. But we'll see. That being said, you know, with a long playthrough, we'll probably try a few different builds. And the only way I'm going to grab the spell pushback is if I start relying on Drain Life. And so far I haven't really been using Drain Life at all, so... It's like, by the time the mob is hitting me, I'm not casting spells anymore. By this point in time, I'm wanding him and I'm letting the dots tick him down. Like, we're not doing a lot of hard casting on this character. We're gonna need Drain Life eventually? Yeah, maybe. It's possible. We might. It might be a little while before that happens. And the thing is, if I'm gonna use Drain Life at all, I have to spec into it first. So we would have to spec into Drain Life to make it even worth it. That's 5 points. And then we'd have to come get the pushback, if we're doing it in combat. So it's a lot of points to spend, we'll see. For now I'm going to continue down demonology and just feel things out. It's worth it level 38 onward. By level 38 I'll have the talent points I need to make it viable, so that's good. I know there's a way to pull this group, like, separately. Just not sure exactly how we're going to do it on a caster. Well, I pull this guy first. Looks like they're all linked, like they're all going to pull together, but they don't. If we pull the melee guys, I think we can pull one at a time. And then there's also, I think there's a tailoring vendor here. Some kind of specialty vendor. Did I know there's a movie called Titanic 2? No, but speaking of things that maybe shouldn't exist, how do you guys feel about Dragon Age Veilguard? I noticed it was coming out on Halloween, which seemed really soon. Kind of caught me by surprise. And like, obviously, typically, like, a Dragon Age game would typically be a game that I would look at. Because, you know, open world, RPG, big story, class system, like, all the stuff that I typically look for in an RPG, except I have a feeling that, like, the internet doesn't really seem to like Dragon Age Veilguard very much. And since, like, to me at least, like, the game kind of came out of nowhere, kind of worried about, like, how good it will be. Dragon Age Veilguard is a misuse of good IP. You, Alton, you are representative of a corner of the internet that I have seen. Yeah, there's a corner of the internet that thinks the game is gonna be like hot garbage. Yeah, IGN gave it a 9. That makes me very suspicious. From what I saw, it doesn't really look like a 9. It doesn't look like it would have to be garbage either, but like from what I did see, from the gameplay stuff I did look at, I don't know if I could ever justify it getting a 9. It seems kind of whacked. Anyway, I was trying to figure out whether I wanted to try the game out. Apparently, like, I think the retail price is like 80 bucks. 80 bucks is a crap ton of money to play for a game that I'm not really sure about.
Can I help you?
I was thinking about doing it as a recorded series, because I haven't had a recorded series going on the channel that I've enjoyed for a while. And I've kind of been really missing, like, having something that I look forward to recording every day. So I thought, like, you know, that might be something I could record. But if everybody's already made up their mind about it, if the game is going to be garbage just because the internet has already decided the game's going to be garbage, then it's probably not going to be worth my time to play it. I think it's $80 for the base game. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure $80 is what I saw for the base game. Let me see. Dragon Age. Oh, no. Here we go. Here's a $60 version. It only wanted to show me the $80 version. There is a $60 version. Okay, well, that's good. That's more realistic. Yeah, the deluxe edition is 80, and when I looked it up originally, I think I just looked at it on my Xbox, like on the stupid Xbox store. Which is not where I'm gonna play it. If I play it, I'll play it on the PC. But yeah, it only showed me the $80 price tag. Now, apparently there is a $60 version. I am done with this quest, and anytime we want, we can be done killing orcs. For the talent point, I'm going to pop that in Demonic Embrace. And then maybe we'll work our way out of here. Yeah, if I don't play Dragon Age Veilguard, then the next game I'm looking forward to is not going to be until December, when Pantheon Rise of the Fallen comes to early access. And then after Pantheon, the only game I'm looking forward to after that is Avowed, and Avowed doesn't come out till February. Did the vendor have anything interesting? I really wasn't paying attention, to be honest. I clicked on him and I sold some stuff, but I really wasn't looking. They probably had like awesome tailoring mats. Let's see if we can go check it out one more time and I'll actually look.
Greetings.
No, let's see. Stamina Spirit. Fire Resist, Spirit, not really.
Be seeing you.
Sometimes they have like patterns, but not him. You heard the new Dragon Age will be super woke? Yeah, I don't really know. So I think like when people say woke, they mean like certain things, and like I think like when I think of a game being woke, I think of like forcing shit into the game that doesn't feel genuine to push a certain agenda. Like that's what I think about when I think about shit that's woke, and I don't know if that's like the predominant view of that word on the internet or not. Because I try to stay off the internet for the most part. And so like when I think of it, I'm like, okay, does it have forced inclusionism? Like inclusionism that doesn't even make sense for the world or for the characters. Like inclusionism that doesn't feel genuine. That's what I think about when I think about like the negative aspects of something being woke. Extremist inclusionism, yeah. Like, and it's not even just that like it's extremist inclusionism. To me, it's more important that like it either feels genuine and it feels like right, or it feels forced. Like games have always been very inclusive. That's the confusing thing. And though a lot of times inclusionism comes just from like telling a genuine story. But I don't know if like I don't know if the internet accusing a game of being woke is a reason to just like straight up not play it. I don't know. But it does seem like that the internet has kind of made up its mind. So I wonder if there's any hope for the game to be like well received or for it to be good. $60 is a lot just to like check it out. Obviously there's no demo or like anything I can really play like ahead of time to give me an idea of if I'm gonna like it.
King's honor, friend. Go with honor, friend. Be careful.
Alright, we're running out of, like, non-elite stuff to do here. I guess we still have Blackrock Bounty. That's level 25. I think I'm gonna hold off on that for now. Which then begs the question of what do we want to do next? There's some lower level stuff in Duskwood we could do. That I guess I wouldn't mind doing. The alternative is going out to wetlands and doing some stuff in wetlands. Duskwood is a little bit closer, so I think we'll go down and do some stuff in Duskwood. How do I want to approach Duskwood? Would it be better if we fly out to Sentinel Hill first? If we fly out to Sentinel Hill first, we can stop over here, we can grab Wolves at our heels. We can talk to Jitters about his growling gut. We could grab the 8-legged menace. We could circle back to town, where we can grab seasoned wolf kebabs. Then we can run up this way. We could kill the wolves. We can kill spiders. We can talk to the hermits. I think that's the route. I think that'll work. Yeah, let's fly over to Sentinel Hill, and we'll run over from there.
Hello. Be careful.
Yeah, the only big thing we have to watch out for is Stitches. I haven't died to Stitches yet, so I have a pretty good track record. Morladim. Yeah, Morladim has killed me a couple times. I remember a human priest being killed by Morladim. That's happened. If you spot him early and you can put a target marker on him, that makes it easier to deal with him. It doesn't mean he won't kill us. The undead are immune to fear. Yeah, that's an important thing for me to remember. I'm not going to be able to rely on fearing anything. It's a good call out. Apparently, whenever we want to do stockades, it won't be a problem getting a stockades group. There are more stockades groups than any group for, like, anything else. I really want to do a dungeon today. It just feels like it's kind of like a doomed endeavor. Feels like it'll just never happen. Looking for 2 more Wailing Caverns, looking for more SFK, like... Yeah, I would like to do a dungeon, but I don't know. Seems cursed. And the other thing is, like, everything is so far away. Like, for any of these groups, it's gonna take me 12 minutes to get anywhere. Like, no matter what, it's basically 12 minutes to anywhere. Whether I want to do BFD, Shadowfang Keep, Wailing Caverns, even having the flight points that are convenient, it's gonna take me like 12 minutes to get anywhere.
How are you? Well met.
Yeah, the dungeons are easy enough that, like, typically we don't have many problems, even when people are sucking. As long as, like, a few of the people in the run are decent, it's typically okay. Yeah, I just would like to do some dungeons this run. We did the Paladin and we didn't do any dungeons, basically. I don't know, maybe I won't worry about it today.
What can I do for you?
Yeah, I did drop the succubus. I didn't enjoy that mode of gameplay. And honestly, I thought the succubus and all of its like voiceover and sound effect stuff was pretty annoying after a little bit. Do I have a mount? In Classic Era, you don't get a mount until you're level 40. Right now we're level 24. Classic Era is about the journey and about making the zones feel like a lived-in place and kind of like getting immersed in the zones, having your boots on the ground for a long time. That's more of like what Classic Era is about. So yeah, you don't get your mount until you've invested a lot of time in the character, and then by the time you do get your mount, you really feel like you earned it because you spend so much time without it.
Light be with you, for the Alliance.
You know, I think I want to swing up here and talk to Abercrombie. Just because he has a quest that takes us back to Darkshire. I think with any game, you have to find your own way of enjoying it and really not worry about what the overall community is doing. And like, obviously, if you're not able to do that, then you're not going to have a good time. Oh, gross. We have infected bite. And unfortunately, the anti-venom doesn't deal with this. It's a disease, not a poison, so... We were spoiled on the Paladin. We were able to deal with every poison, every disease, and now we don't have those buttons to push. It's rough.
Hello. Safe travels.
No, there's no PvP like that in hardcore. You can do a duel to the death. If you want to do a mock Gara and duel another player to the death, you can do that if you're insane or sadistic. But there's no like open world PvP. I don't think there's any battlegrounds even. Now we have rabies. Health regeneration rate reduced by 50%. Strength and agility reduced by 7. That's really gross. The strength and agility don't really affect us very much, but the health regen definitely hurts us a lot. What rings do I have on? I have 0 rings. Yeah, we're unfortunately not wearing any rings. We saw a ring drop in Dead Mines that had 6 intellect on it, but we did not win the roll. Pretty sure a mage won it. That would be incredibly kind of you. And I would really appreciate that. Yeah, that would help out a lot. Especially since I can't use the auction house right now because I'm considered a new account. And apparently I'm restricted from using the auction house to purchase stuff for 30 days. And I still have like 20 days left of that 30 days. So yeah, for the next 20 days, no auction house for me. Which is a big bummer, but I didn't know going into this that I'd be locked out for 30 days. Right on. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy that like nobody talks about this issue because so few people start new accounts to play Classic Era. You know what I mean? If this happened in retail, or even if this happened in Cataclysm, it would be a huge deal. Everyone would know about it. People would raise a ruckus. And Blizzard would have to fix it. But since it only affects SOD and Classic Era, and since there aren't a lot of people making new accounts to play SOD or Classic Era, nobody cares. And nobody cares, and it just continues to go on. No, I understand why. I understand that they do it in an attempt to stop bots. But when my fucking Battle.net account has existed since Battle.net has been a thing, they should have easier ways to determine that my account is not a bot account. The fact that I can be on a Battle.net account that's existed since day one, and that I get locked out of the auction house when I create an EU account on that Battle.net account, even though they've taken all of my money for the month, even though they're charging me full price for the game, that's the part that's horseshit. I understand why they're doing it. But they're doing it wrong. The way you combat bots and RT in real money transactions is not by restricting every single fucking paying customer from a core component of the game for 30 days. That's not how you do it. That's not how you treat your fucking customers. And it's absolute horseshit. Whatever their objectives are, no matter how noble it might be, charging somebody the full monthly sub and then not letting them use the auction house or send mail is horseshit. Because those are two really big parts of the game. There are some people that play the game primarily to play the economy. And if you've started a new account with the intention of playing the economy, you're not gonna eat, you're gonna eat, all of your money is gone, but you don't get to play that part of the game for the first month. So yeah, the bullshit is that if you're gonna restrict my account, firstly, you need to pop something up really big on my screen when I'm signing up for the account that explains that, instead of hiding it somewhere in the terms of service. There needs to be a big alert. This account will be locked out of the auction house and from sending mail for 30 days. Do you agree, yes or no? Because the fact that I'm paying for my entire sub, but I only have an access to a fraction of the game, is fucking garbage. And it's simply not how you treat paying customers. And like I said, since hardly anybody makes a new account to play Classic Era or to play SOD, nobody cares. And Blizzard is allowed to continue doing it. What it really does is it makes sure that everybody who runs a bot, that bot account has to pay them for at least 2 months. Because they have to pay for the first month that they're restricted, and then they have to pay for every subsequent month after that they're going to do their activities. So all they're really doing is just a means to get more money, mainly out of botters, and to fuck over actual customers while doing so. It's pretty scummy. Yeah, it doesn't stop botters. It slows them down and it makes Blizz more money. Mainly it just makes Blizz more money, and it doesn't have an effect on botters at all. It has a big effect on me, the normal person trying to play the game I paid for, but it doesn't negatively impact botters really at all.
What can I do for you? Life bless you. Go with honor, friend. Dishonor, friend. Or the Alliance.
Alright, well there should just be a way to verify that I'm a human being playing the game.
Go with honor, friend.
The first sign that I'm just a human being playing the game and not a bot is that I've had a Battle.net account for 15 years, or however long Battle.net accounts have been a thing.
Safe
My
travels.
account has existed since day one. That's the really easy thing to look at, that an automated system should be able to look at, like, oh, this guy's had an account forever, he's starting a new EU account under that Battle.net account, and then we would not have any restrictions.
Farewell.
Whereas if you were making a brand new Battle.net account, then there could be an authentication process you could go through, or leveling up to level 10 or 15. Yeah, something to say like, this is a real user, this is not a bot. Until and unless suspicious activity happens on the account, no account that started should be denied access to the auction house or mail, unless they want to charge you less money. Now, the fair way to approach this would be to only charge a fraction of the money for the first month, and then to resume the normal sub price for every month after that. So, like, I would be willing to pay $9.99 for the first month if I had known that I was going to be restricted from the auction house for 30 days. $9.99 is still money, it's not the full amount of the sub, it's something, and maybe that would be more fair. But also, like I said, popping up a very clear message to players as they're signing up for that account, not hiding it in the terms of service, and explaining to them, you are not going to be able to use the auction house to purchase things, you are not going to be able to send mail. Do you still want to sub this account? Because I think if they did that, a lot of normal players at that point would say no. No, I don't want to pay the sub for this account if it means I'm not going to be able to use the auction house properly. Alright, before we do anything else, I have to bio. A blue post said it was intended for Season of Discovery Realms only. Yeah, exactly. That's the biggest problem. It was intended for Season of Discovery Realms only, but it bled over into Classic Era like so many fucking things from Season of Discovery have done. The fact that you can't mount up on boats anymore, you can't mount up on Zeppelins, that was a bleed over from Season of Discovery. For a while, the level at which mobs or other players were a skull, that was different, because that was a change made for Season of Discovery. The problem is that they shouldn't be sharing the same client, but because they're fucking lazy, they do share the same client. So a lot of things that affect SOD or go into SOD also end up affecting Classic Era, and this is one of those examples. Where, yeah, this 30-day restriction that I'm dealing with was originally put in the game because of Season of Discovery, but it ended up affecting Classic Era anyway, and they don't care. Like, that's even a bigger problem than it being intentional. That's the worst part, is like, that doesn't make it better. The fact that it's not intentionally affecting Classic Era makes it so much worse that it is. Isn't the dev team for Classic / SOD tiny? Yeah, it's like 4 people and a walrus. And the walrus is in charge. Yeah, and exactly. The size of the dev team should not lead to these kinds of problems. If you don't have a dev team big enough to support a game, you have 2 options. You can either have more devs, or you can shut down the fucking game. Like, you have to be fair, you have to do one or the other. It can't be like, well, you know, Classic Era has all these problems rolling over from SOD because we don't have the dev team in place to manage these issues or make sure that deployments go smoothly. Like, that, no one gives a shit. You either pay the people you need to support the game properly, or don't have the fucking game if you can't support it. If you're a multi-dollar company and you simply don't have the multi-dollars to pay the staff, then close the servers down. I know exactly how the restriction works. Yeah. I'm experiencing the restriction firsthand, and I know exactly how it works. There should be no restriction at all. There should be no restriction at all, especially in the instance where they've taken your money. Yeah, you can't even send mail to your own characters. That's the really fucked up part. It's like, you'd think at least you can mail your own character stuff, but you can't. Yeah, we know why they did it, right? they did it because they think it stops spotting. It doesn't stop anything. Literally, the only thing it does is it negatively impacts actual players. It has no positive effect on RTM. It has no positive impact on botting. It doesn't affect those things at all. It negatively impacts actual people who've paid Blizzard money, and it makes Blizzard more money. Because now the botters have to pay for at least 2 months. But it doesn't stop botting, it doesn't slow botting, it doesn't change anything. It just makes Blizzard more money while making the game worse for new players. Or not even new players, or people who've played the game for 20 years who are firing up a new account, like... Not even just new players. Yeah, they're basically stealing your first months of sub money. At least a part of it. They're stealing at least a part of it, because for a part of that money, you're not getting the full value for the money. That's why I talked about, like, if they wanted to do like $5.99 for the first month, or like $7.99 for the first month, that would be a lot more fair. If they're going to let you know, like, hey, we're restricting your account arbitrarily for 30 days. There's no process to fix this. You simply are not going to be able to use the auction house fully or use the mail system fully. This is not optional, but we are only going to charge you half the sub price for the first month because of this. Like, if it were explained like that openly, and if like paying less money for that first month was an option, then it would be less heinous. But it's not explained openly to you when you're firing up that new account, and there's no option to pay them less money. So yeah. You could argue that choosing not to care about something that impacts even a handful of new players is a form of laziness. If you're aware of something that negatively impacts your player base, and you choose to marginalize that damage that it can do, and you choose to, based on that marginalization, not take an action, then that's also laziness. Because if you're aware that something is wrong for your customers, you should feel obligated to fix it. Or you should be obligated to make reparations for it in some way. Even if you're so stupid that you can't technically fix it, because, you know, you're so fucking cooked that you don't know how to, like, separate classic era from SOD. You can't wrap your head around how this could possibly be done. Even if you're completely fucking stupid and you can't fix it, but you know about it, then you're obligated to do something. The first step, it would be, like, publicly acknowledging the problem. The second step would be blatantly making it clear to new accounts what's going to happen to their account for 30 days instead of hiding it deep in the terms of service that they know nobody reads. Like, even choosing transparency over obfuscation of the problem, like, would be a positive action for players. What they demonstrate by this is not only are they lazy, they don't give a shit about new players coming to Classic Era. They don't think about the new player experience, they don't care. New players for Classic Era are not what they want. All of that is demonstrated by a problem like this that just never gets fixed. And, you know, I would say, I would go on to say, like, you know, eventually there might be other options for people that enjoy classic style MMOs, like Pantheon Rise of the Fallen's coming out in December. I would say that, you know, they could eventually lose playership over something like this. But the reality is, like, the audience that plays Classic Era is very baked in. And let's be completely honest, if they were to lose the entire Classic Era player base tomorrow, it wouldn't impact Blizzard's bottom line at all. Every single person who logs in every day and plays Classic Era could quit Classic Era tomorrow. Those who don't play any other version of the game could cancel their subs, and it would not affect Blizzard's bottom line at all in the slightest. Especially not in a day and age when they can just turn around and sell a mount on the retail store for $100. Like, it doesn't matter. Every single Classic Era player could quit and cancel their sub, and it wouldn't matter. That's why they don't care. Without the WoW token and without an in-game shop, Classic Era has no way to make them money. This is why they don't care. Because when what you care about is determined by, like, corporate values, you're never going to care about something like Classic from, like, a corporate values perspective. Because corporate values, all of it centers around making more money in one way or another. And let's be real, I mean, look at the state that retail is in right now with the recent patch that came out. Like, that's their, you know, that's their moneymaker, and they can't even exert the right kind of effort, the right kind of time to put in the right kind of quality to release quality, finished content for their main game. So, like, we shouldn't be surprised when they don't spend any bandwidth worrying about Classic. They can't even keep the main game, like, straight on track, and the players of that game, like, relatively happy. Like, for those that don't really know or follow retail stuff, like, the recent patch in retail, the big 20th anniversary patch and the events and subsequent content, it's kind of been a shit show. Yeah, I mean, for me, besides Mythic Plus, retail has no gameplay that is enjoyable or fun or challenging or interesting or anything. And I won't play the rest of the game and eat shit just so I can play M+. Because every other point of, like, gameplay is basically button mash garbage. And it's not fun, it's not interesting, it's not worth it just to be able to do M+. If I could pick my character from the character select screen and press a button that says Q for M+, and if I didn't have to log into the game world, if I didn't have to even look at a world map or the weekly events or the daily stuff or any of the just the garbage content that they pump into the game, like maybe I would do M+ like for 5 or 10 hours a week. If I didn't have to look at, digest, interact with, be on the periphery of any other of the garbage gameplay. Yeah, and M+ right now is in a horrible state. Yeah, because of like constant rebalancing, because of scaling issues that they aren't smart enough to figure out how scaling should work. They don't know how to balance classes. Like most of the people who long term like understood the class fantasies and how classes should work, those people don't exist anymore. Yeah, like even M+ is just it's a cesspool. There's just no way to like really fully engage with it and enjoy it. We got a full inventory. We have a vendor. We have a vendor down in Raven Hill, so like potentially we can fight our way down to Raven Hill. We can empty our bags. In the meantime, I might drop a couple things. So far, Sod was their biggest waste of time. As far as making something that like a typical classic era player would like, Sod was obviously a big miss. I feel like with Mista Pandaria Classic, I think more people are gonna like Mista Pandaria than liked Cataclysm. But I think after that, it's all downhill from there. I think Mop will probably be like the last classic expansion that we get that people actually play. Unfortunately, what's going to happen is because people will go play Mop Classic, they'll be like, hey, well, we got to get ready for Draenor Classic. And then 9 months after you get Mop, you'll be getting Draenor Classic. And I think Draenor Classic will probably be the nail in the coffin for Progression Classic. So, you know, stick around for a year and a half and you might get to see Classic completely die. Because I do think Warlords of Draenor Classic will be the end. Yeah, I mean, I never wanted there to be a Cata Classic, so like, am I on the fence about Mop? I am. But the thing about Mop that's good, at least, like, all of the zones are better than the Cataclysm zones. The music is better than the Cataclysm music. The story's probably better. I don't even know what the story was in Cataclysm. The dragon's bad. Bad dragon wants to destroy things. Yeah, it's probably going to be better than Cata. I hear good things about the raids from Mop. Timeless Isle was something people enjoyed. You think Legion will be... You think they'll push to Legion? Like, okay, people hated WoD, but we knew that. But people love Legion. Let's do one more, guys. Yeah, maybe they'll go to Legion. Oh my dear God. Can you imagine, like, Legion Classic? Give me a break. Give me a break. Because of how many people played SOD, they'll probably see it as a success. The trick about working at a corporation is, unfortunately, working at a corporation does not allow one to acknowledge their own failures. Most corporations do not have a culture of actually acknowledging your failures. Instead, what they teach you to do is they teach you to find a way to look at it as a success. So this thing completely fucking failed on every metric that people care about. Let's not talk about that. Let's find the ways that it was successful. Look, it brought X amount of players for X amount of playtime. It increased social media engagement by X%. Like, the problem with working in a corporation is that you are literally trained not to talk about why something failed and try to fix it, but to only focus on the ways you can make the numbers seem like it was good. And that's definitely what they'll do with SOD. But from what isn't SOD dead right now? Like, if I look at the Season of Discovery servers, aren't they all low pop? Because I know they condensed servers. They forced people onto like certain servers. So I feel like SOD is now well and truly dead. But like I said, they will still find ways to view it as a success. It doesn't feel dead. Well, when we term dead, I guess we're just talking about, like, is there a server that's even a medium population? As long as one of the servers is at least a medium population, then yeah, not dead. But if they're all low pop, then pretty dead. Pretty dead. It's not dead, but it's 2 servers instead of 6. So dying. Yeah, so dying then. I see. Turtle WoW was thriving? I mean, fair. I'll play Turtle WoW again when they move to the Unreal client. I feel like if they move to the Unreal client, they get farther away from like the Blizzard client, then there's like a less of a chance that Blizzard will come and shut them down. So we'll check it out whenever they do their 2.0.
What can I do for you?
My inventory is full.
Good day to you. See you around.
Let's come down into the cemetery. There is a vendor in one of these houses that we can sell our stuff to, and then we have to run down here and turn in the 8-legged menace. Robert, you think it'll be within 6 months that they'll do the 2.0? And they said 2025, so yeah, I guess it could be like in any quarter of 2025. Yeah, I mean, the servers always seem stupidly full because they keep reducing how many servers you guys have. Because you started with like a bunch of servers and now you only have like a handful of servers. That's a good way to make people feel like that the world's full. Is just to reduce the amount of places where people could play. Because if you still had the starting amount of servers in Season of Discovery, they would all be pretty dead feeling by now. And like in that way, if there's only one server and everybody basically has to play there, then yeah, it's gonna feel full as long as there's anybody playing it.
Got the best deals anywhere.
But I'd say like be careful of confusing that with the game actually thriving, because a bunch of people being shoved forcibly onto 1 or 2 servers is not necessarily the game thriving. Having to shut servers down repeatedly is not the game thriving. So I would say like be wary of thinking, hey, my server's busy. Well, if it's the only server, then that makes sense. And don't for a second think that there's more people playing SOD than are playing Cataclysm, because that would be horribly wrong. The most played version of Classic right now is Cataclysm. I hope I didn't sell anything that I absolutely needed for the quests. I've done that before.
Have a good one.
So it really wouldn't surprise me. He had big health pots. I didn't even see what he had. Are there classic servers for all the expansions? No. You have... Man, I have to make this video. It's crazy, like, how many people who actually play WoW don't know, like, all the ways to play, and it's even harder for someone who doesn't play WoW to, like, come into this arena and, like, not even understand, like, the versions of WoW that exist. One day I'll make this video. Maybe one day I'll just press record and we'll like, have a little chat about it. But no, you can play Classic Era, which is vanilla 1 to 60. You can play Cataclysm Classic, which is progression. That's progression Classic. That's as far as we've progressed through the expansions. And then you can play Season of Discovery or Hardcore. And all of these are like different servers. Classic Era Hardcore, Classic Season of Discovery, and Classic Cataclysm are all their own servers. There is no way to play in the TBC era. There is no way to play in the Wrath of the Lich King era. You can play in the Classic era 3 different ways, or you can play in Cataclysm. I saw Stitches up on the road, so I'm not in a big hurry. The problem with seeing Stitches that's going to really suck for us is if we let him get ahead of us here, he's going to kill all of my quest givers, and I'm not going to be able to turn this quest in. And that's going to be a huge bummer. And I don't know if I can beat him I have to be, oh, you know what? They might already be lined up to fight him. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to turn this quest in. It's one of the annoying parts about this zone, is that all these guys are about to get murdered. And, yeah, my quest giver is among them. So we ran all the way down here for no good reason. So that's awesome. Like, what else do we have going on in this zone? Not a lot. Not a lot of stuff I actually want to do right now. I really don't think there's anything else that we'll do here right now besides eventually turn this quest in. I have mail from the auction house. I'm able to sell, and what that means is that I sold something on the auction house because strangely, even though I can't purchase stuff, I can sell stuff on the auction house. And so that's the 1 silver that I sold a random item for 1 silver just to see if I could. And that's all that is. It's my 1 silver from whatever stupid item I sold. I think we'll probably go to wetlands next. We'll have some lower level stuff to do in wetlands. At some point, you know, I'd love to do some more dungeons. It looks like there's a lot of Wailing Cavern stuff going out right now. Looking for 3 more Wailing Caverns. Like, I don't know if I'm, like, interested in getting into a dungeon this late in the day. Especially Wailing Caverns takes a while to clear it. Looking for Groove, Shadowfang Keep. Somebody said they were going to mail me a ring. Yeah. I don't know if I would have that yet. Even if they sent it exactly when they told me that. I don't know if it's an hour ago, but we can check. We can check the old mailbox, see if I got any hate mail today. Because bots like to buy more often than sell. I don't know. Like, I don't know what the rationale is. I can receive mail, but I can't send it. I can sell things, but I can't buy things. So, like, what's the rationale behind any of that? You got me. I can't make any sense out of it. There's a DPS slot for Nomer. Yeah, I'll pass. I gotta need tank and DPS. I mean, like, Nomer would be easy to do, but, like, I really hate Nomer. I really hate Nomer. There's a good helmet. There's a good helmet in Nomer for a Clothy. It looks stupid as hell, but it's good stats.
Greetings. Life bless you. Be careful. Go with honor, friend. Be careful, for the Alliance.
Open for business. Go with honor, friend.
Alright, guys, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna stop right here for today. I'd love to do another dungeon, but I don't have time this afternoon to, like, get into a dungeon, like, know that I'm gonna be able to complete it. So I think I'm just gonna stop here for now. We made a little bit of progress today. I think tomorrow maybe I'll set out, like, early on trying to do a dungeon. That way I know that I have time. Ideally, I would love to do Black Fathom Deeps or Shadowfang Keep. I think I might skip Wailing Caverns. Because I don't think there's really a lot in there that we need. But yeah, we'll see. I will try to be in a location that allows us for, like, quicker travel to either of those places so we don't feel like it's going to take, like, half the day to get there. And yeah, thank you guys for being here today. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Hope you have a good rest of your afternoon or evening time. And as always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we will see you back here again very soon. Bye for now.